Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Mike. It's Sunday, the 23rd of June. This is a special video. I usually just do charts on Sundays. Stock charts went down, so here you have it. Right now, I'm coming through here and I'm having to do a video. So I'm going to do this video because I can't get into the charts tonight. Hey, it is what it is. So let's just go over some things, and I don't want to be long, so we'll go through things. First of all, the SPY. We took out the all-time high. We took out the previous Fed high this week. Beautiful candle. We got an inside candle on Friday, which is not as bad as it looks. It looks bad, but really the dividend came out of the SPY and really not all that bad here. And it's really just fine, holding up fine up here, up actually higher than it looks. In fact, you go to the SPX, you can see that realistically it was a much better looking candle. We didn't fail to break out, but we could use an inside day or two. Okay, so SPY looks fine. A lot of people talking, oh, quad witch volume, ooh, scary. I'm not scared. And to tell you the reason why, the Fed has come behind, and the Fed said we're a backstop. We got the markets, we got the G20, we got China, the United States talking again. I am not scared. This was a bad day candle. This was a good candle. I like this better. A couple inside days to let things catch up and cool off are perfect here. QQQs, we went over already on a chart, but oops, really quick. When the QQQs, we like when they lead. They haven't made an all-time high yet. I'd like to see this catch up, right? Would be a good thing. Let's talk about sectors. The fins. The fins are stuck. Nothing going on here. I have no thesis on why the fins should go up. If the markets go up, the fins are going to carry along. They have to get above 28 to really get back in motion. I don't know if they can or not. If the Fed is contemplating lowering interest rates, there's nothing to do here. So we'll let this go out there and see what it wants to do. Okay, so there's nothing at this point for me to do in the fins. Leave them alone, see how this plays out. No interest here. When we look at the energy area, again, not really tracking well. Crude trying to pop a little this week, popped up into the 50-day, 2 candles against it. Again, I'm not a huge believer in oil right now. Despite what's going on in Iran, I don't think there's anything going there to really make things happen. Avoiding these stocks right now as well. And biotech, with everything going on over here, trying to wake up. Boy, that 100 area that we outlined about 3 weeks ago held. Beautiful move back above the 200-day. This sector is sneaky. It just kind of sneaks up on you. And it's not the big names. If you're looking for what's working, it's the SRPTs of the world, right? Look at that beautiful move. Biomarin this week saw a flow and a nice move, right? Look at that moving up here back into this. It's not the Gileads of the world, okay, which is acting a little bit better. It's not the Regens, okay? These guys are not really acting well. It's these smaller biotechs that are fueling this sector. A lot of noise there. You got to play name specific. I'm generally ignoring the indexes here. All right, so let's move on and let's kind of run through some things real quick. In the semi sector, they're all getting beaten up. AMD was still my favorite name, had bad news on Friday. Okay, broke below 29.50, which had held a couple times. 28.50 for me, or 28.49. The 50-day is a big area. If it holds there, that's a good buy off of that. I like that there. Qualcomm continues to be of an interest to me here as it tries to hold in. You have this big gap yet to fill all the way up to 77.70. Didn't do anything on Friday. I have eyes on that. And NXL and Xlink, another one acting better, struggling with the 50-day, gets above here, may try to make a move and get going again. Take those out. Let's go to some Dow names. Boeing tried to wake up this week, popped up above the area we talked about for a swing trade, this 365 area, the 200-day, making a flag here. If it can get up here, the next place for resistance is this gap, which is 384.53. You see I have a mark there, and it gets into that gap. It can fill that to 390. So Boeing remains on watch. CAT is a China play for the week, acting better, waking up here. If China talks go well, this is one of the names I expect to move. You can look for a move back up to 140 on that one. Let's go to some other Dow components. Let's talk some safety names. Procter & Gamble continues to act well, made a new all-time high on Friday before pulling. By the way, everybody asking me why some of these names pulled so hard this week. Well, what happens is when they do a rebalance like they did on Friday, the names that have run a ton, they have to get them back to the same, a reasonable percentage. So if the percentage becomes too big, they have to sell some and get out of them on the indexes. So Procter & Gamble got hit. Let's talk another Dow name, or the name Disney. right? Vicious candle on Friday. Not a big deal here. Held the 8-day. Volume came in late, sold into the close. Again, that was the rebalance. As long as it holds the 8-day, I'm happy trying to stay long for it for a move over 143 and a break of that and move higher. If it fails here, first stop is 137.50, and you call it 138. If it can't hold that area, then you look for the 50-day at 135. Right? Some of the other names that have been safe: Walmart. Walmart. Somebody's asking me about Walmart. Walmart, huge move, run a ton, extended here, a little bit of a topping candle here. It's run so much, nice move. This is, if you're long it from down here, you move your profit stops up. You don't chase this. If you want to get in it, you let it pull back in a little bit and then you try it. The one that paid us nicely on Friday was Target. Target had to flow into the July 90s, woke up, nice move, got out, just shy of the highs, came in. See if this one continue next week. This one, which ran a ton, we talked about a better buy was 84. Didn't get there. Didn't want to give it. But if it wants to go, this one now can play catch up. It's cooled off. We can watch this one. And then we'll put Costco in that same boat. Another one that's just been raging here. Again, wouldn't chase this up here. I like Target the best of the three. I wouldn't chase those. We'll clock Home Depot real quick as well. Another one that's run a ton. I wouldn't chase this one. And lastly, I want to bring up Low. I lost money on Low last week. Would have made money if I held it longer. Has this gap here at 102.51. Pushed into it Friday, reversed out of it. Very, very typical for a stock. Does that, reverses out. Let's go to China names. And again, I'm going quickly through these guys, so sorry for the rush, but video, I don't want to take an hour of your time. But this week we have China and the U.S. delegations talking, getting back together, and we have the G20. So we can watch some of these names for a run. Baba, again, one of my favorite names in the China space. By the way, we have Baba, what do you call it? Their singles day is not far off from now. We'll watch for that. Baba takes out this high from Thursday. It can run. Nice close here on Friday. Stayed green, stayed with it. Has to get above the 50-day, gets back above these areas. It gets into this gap, right? Went up, filled this gap and yanked, gets above that gap, moves for the 100-day and that next gap. You have another gap here, right here, sitting here. The other one I like the best is JD. Still acting stronger, trying to wake back up. Still range bound. 31 remains resistance right now until it can break above it, but it could get an easy move to there. JD did have flow this week. Back closer to home, some FANG names. Apple, obviously this name is right on everybody's list of names for China. Nice move off the bottom, sideways, not acting special, going sideways here. If it can get going, possibly get up into this 204 area would be the next area on it. We'll see how that handles it. Micron, by the way, just to remind everybody, has earnings on the 25th. So this week, not acting special. Facebook is a name I like. Sell the news, right? Classic. 3-day run up into the news and sell. Rebuilding. If it can rebuild here, again, 8-day is still well below it. Let the 8-day catch up. If the 8-day can catch up a day or two, I think it goes up. It eventually takes out that area and fills this gap and tries to get going to 214. So I like Facebook to keep an eye for a long there. People keep asking me about Amazon. Amazon here, and I know I'm flying through these guys. I apologize for this. Amazon, to me, is just trading with the markets. It's not acting special. It's not doing anything special. Moving with the cues. If the cues are strong, this is a great proxy because you can get better value for it on your calls, but not acting anything special here. What else do we have? Amazon, Facebook. Let's do Netflix real quick for the heck of it. Trying to wake up. This name has suddenly been acting stronger. Back above the midpoint, trying to break up 380 and then 384. Your next targets if it wants to get going. We'll see how that plays out. Let's see, what else am I missing here? Google, same thing. Facebook, Netflix. Let's talk Square. Square is just tough, not acting special here. It led us out of this hole, went sideways, made a downtrend, broke down, came back up, but can't just get going. So Square right now remains for me on a tactical level. I'll day trade it. No long-term positions yet. I just don't trust it. But as long as it holds above the 200-day, that starts to build some faith in it for me. So holding above 73 for me gives me an idea. Roku, another favorite of ours. We've been trading this nonstop. What I need to point out here is this thing ran from 26 to 108 since December 24th in 6 months. You had your first close below the 200 day. I'm sorry, the 8 day. Okay, first close here and a while below it. And for me, what's more important here is the intraday action. When you look at this on a 5 minute chart, I was long overnight calls. I got out for about a 36-cent gain because it sold off and it didn't hold. Closed on the lows. This is what we call price acceptance. Goes sideways overnight, gaps down, pops, goes sideways, close on the lows again. Not acting well here. Roku's looking tired, profit taking. Nothing to say here, but we'll see where it goes. It breaks the 8 day, 2 down days, close on the lows. Look for the 21 day around 90, 98. See if that gets. Let's see some other names that I normally would go over on a night like tonight. Trying to keep things quick here. Pot name CGC, earnings not great, closed on the lows. What is acting a little bit different is Turley. If you like Turley and you like some of these names, this thing has, again, look at this chart. Forget this. Take that out of the picture. That was obnoxious and nasty. Trying to rebuild here. You got 3 day move. See if it consolidates and then watch for a pop above this 49 or this 50 area for an entrance into it to get going, or off the 8 day or 50 day, which are down here. So that's trying to get going again. Flow, nothing special. Gold, let's talk gold. The GLD. Gold is trying to break out. This is a 6-year plus high. I repeat, I will not chase this, but if it pulled back and reconnected down here at the 8 day, I would try gold. At the same time, I put the GDX and the miners in the same boat. GDX acting strong up here. Same thing with Nugget and some of these other ones, right? All waking up here. This is a safe haven. There's a lot of plays going into these safety names here. Other names to consider here, McDonald's continues to act well. Again, rebalance, close on the lows, still riding the 8 day. A name I would consider here, it tries to go, breaks above 206. I think there's a play in this one to the long side. And guys, I don't want to waste a lot of your time. Usually I put charts up tonight. Usually I spend a lot more time doing this. I have a webinar I'm doing at 8 o'clock. I hope you guys join me for that. And, this week I'm looking more to China names and China plays and seeing what this market wants to do. I hope you all had a great weekend. I did. Nice and relaxed. Can't wait for tomorrow. I'm long Caesar. So tomorrow morning I get to get up, look at Caesar, take my profits hopefully, and call it a day. So have a great day. I'll catch you guys all in the morning. Good night, everybody.